does not often happen here, but what does happen often here is we bring you the sports spotlight right here on Radio Azad every Sunday morning, 10 a.m. until noon. Welcome, welcome. I'm your host, Rizwan, and we're going to get things going. We spend these 2 hours every Sunday shining the spotlight on various aspects, all aspects of sports, not just international, national, state, local, everything and anything in the world of sports. We're going to shine the spotlight on it in some form or another. 972 509 501 9390. 972 501 9390 is the studio number. And without further ado, I got to tell you, I've got some special guests calling in for various segments as we shine the spotlight on different areas in the world of sports. We're going to be joined by a special guest in about 7-8 minutes or so about a special topic, especially to those of our listeners here in the DFW area. Then hopefully, we've got we've got a guest at 10:30 to discuss something in the world of cricket, and then at 10:45, Shep's going to be joining us because we've got a lot of football catching up to do, friends and neighbors. We got, the world of football, both in college and the pros, is starting to heat up. We're in the thick of it now, so we want to make sure that we have plenty of time. I think from 10:45 until about 11:45, we're going to be discussing all things football here at the Sports Spotlight on Radio Azad. Without further ado, let's jump into some of the things happening in the world of cricket. Yeah, that series between Bangladesh and Afghanistan. Let's talk about that. You know, pretty surprising results, and we kind of covered that. It was a 3-match T20I series to begin, and Afghanistan was still appeared to be suffering from a hangover from what happened in the Tri-Series, followed by the Asia Cup. And man, oh man, yeah, they were suffering. Scoring 151, but allowing Bangladesh to catch them fairly easily. Bangladesh won it with 4 wickets left with 8 deliveries remaining, catching that 151 to win 153 to 151. Second match, Afghanistan batted again scored a middling 147, and Bangladesh caught them on the first delivery of the 20th over this time, having lost 8 wickets. So it was a little dicey, but still, Bangladesh won again, 150 to 147. Went to the third T20I. Afghanistan batted first one more time, scoring only 143, and Bangladesh this time probably the easiest of the 3 wins, scoring 144 at a loss of only 4 at the end of the 18th over, catching them fairly easily with 12 deliveries remaining and 6 wickets still in hand. Sorry about that. That led into the ODI series that started last Wednesday. And, well, Afghanistan came to play. Bangladesh batted first, and after chasing down 151, 147, and then 143 pretty easily in the T20I series, and yes, the format's different, it's a different game, some of the players change, but still, Bangladesh batting first one more time in that first ODI were only able to put up 221 on the board. And Afghanistan, I thought it was going to be an easy chase down for Afghanistan. It ended up being a bit more difficult. They still had a decent amount of wickets in hand, but it took them 47 overs. It was the first delivery of the 48th over when Afghanistan finally surpassed the target of 221 at a loss of 5 wickets. They win this one 226 to 221. And that led to yesterday, the second ODI. Afghanistan batted first, and man, oh man, only put up 190 before they were all done. And you think that that first ODI was somewhat anomalous. At 190, there was no hope. Ibrahim Zadran, by the way, in this one, uh, held down the fort while everybody was failing all around him. Wickets were falling like they were going out of style. But Ibrahim Zadran, strike rate of 68 only, but held on, scored 95 off of 140 deliveries faced, and that allowed them to even get to 190. Otherwise, it would have been even worse. Well, turned out the pitch might have had something to do with it, as Bangladesh came up to bat and Afghanistan just took Tanzid Hassan for a duck after 5 deliveries faced. Saif Hassan scored 22 off of 23. Najmul Hussain Shanto, 7. Tawheed Hridoy, 24. Nobody doing anything. Bangladesh was all done in the 29th over at 109. So yeah, Azmatullah Omarzai had 7 overs, 3 wickets, and Rashid Khan did Rashid Khan things. 8.3 overs, 17 runs given up, 2 of those maybe, economy of 2.0, and 5 wickets. So yeah, this was Rashid Khan all the way, doing things that just only Rashid Khan can. Just absolutely amazing what he did there. Um, remember correctly, I think he did not do a whole lot with the bat there. But so all in all, Afghanistan is now up or having won the series 2-0 with the third match remaining. That is somewhat meaningful. But of course, both teams, this is going to start on Tuesday, both teams are going to be trying to win it. Let's see how this shakes out. And that is the series between Afghanistan and Bangladesh. All right, what else do we have? West Indies tour of India. India continues to just dominate, just absolute domination. It's I touched on it last week. It's sad how the mighty have fallen. West Indies was a force to be reckoned with in the world of, especially in the world of Test cricket. A few decades ago, it's been a few decades, but still, um, they're. I mean, it's a mismatch against, yes, India's one of the, if not the strongest side out there right now in the world of international cricket, but still the mismatch is just it's astounding. As in the first test match, West Indies scored 162 before they were all done. India turned around and put up 448, and at which point West Indies started, and man, oh man, could not do anything in their second innings. 146, losing by 140 when the opposition has only batted once this test match. And if you thought that the second test match was going to, things were going to be different in the second test match, not so much. Not so much. India batted first in this one, put up 518 518 and got West Indies all done at 248. And they actually, I mean, if you want to say this is equal parts confidence in one's abilities and disrespect for the opponent. But after getting them all out at 248, they asked them to follow on. Now, West Indies is putting up some noise. So at the end of day 3, Stumps, West Indies in the follow-on is at 173 for a loss of only 2, trailing by 97, and they're showing some signs of life, because at this point, one of the openers, John Campbell, is sitting at 87, having faced 145 deliveries. And 2 wickets have fallen, but Shai Hope has come in and has scored a 66 of his own. So good match. We'll see how that shakes out. But right now, with me on the airwaves of Radio Azad, I've got a good friend and the voice, the local in-stadium voice for the National Cricket League that's taking place right here in our backyard on the beautiful campus of UTD, the cricket field there. Uh, do we, Rupak, are you on the air?
Yes, I am. Good
All
morning, everybody.
right.
Good morning, Rizwan. How are you?
Good morning, man. Good morning. Sorry, I keep asking the suits here to provide me a an intern to handle the equipment, and so far, no dice there. But I'm it's always dicey when I'm dealing with the equipment here. So I'm glad I did not lose you. Here we are. Welcome, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Great Sunday morning. Looking forward to an exciting game that's going to be today. The
Yeah,
Challenger.
man. So, second annual National Cricket League taking place right here in our backyard in the heart of DFW in Richardson at the UTD campus. Last year was great. This year has turned out to be even better. So it's a short format, short tournament, right? 10 overs aside, and it's a quick game. I gotta ask you first off, before we get into the specifics, I um, I was a skeptic when they started to talk about this in a tournament format. I was like 10 overs each side. Like, what are we gonna do here? Like, what? I don't know if that's enough to get a cricket match going. But man, oh man, it's been exciting last year and then this year again. Your thoughts so far on the format and what this means? Are we gonna see this become more popular at the international level?
I think T10 has been there. Obviously, we've seen other shorter formats. This tracks that even into a more fierce, aggressive format where um, the skills come together from the batsman perspective. It's like go get at it from ball first, try to go big, and same for the bowlers. Like they are trying to fight that aggressive batting lineup, and they want to bowl as many dot balls and economically those overs. And there's a limit of 2 overs per bowler. So it's same format, but just shortened it and packed for fast pace that the people are used to now. They want to quickly see a game come to a conclusion. And obviously, this National Cricket League, they have packed multiple games and multiple teams in a like a 11-day format, which is even more fierce, right? You're kind of getting all of the league and tournament concluded that quickly. But yeah, it's going to hopefully continue repeating every year as well. And I think there are similarly, you will see similar formats, different variants, but they are happening across the globe already. So yeah, I would see the new age, especially new generation, they like it because like 1.5 hour and the game starts into the finish and it concludes, right? They don't want to spend 4 hours and 8 hours or 5 days
Or 5 days?
on a cricket ground playing. Yeah.
No, I think Rupert, you hit the nail on the head. Um, uh, my apprehension was I always, you and I have been talking a little bit recently, and one of the things I talk about is the game within the game in a cricket match, right? And my apprehension with this format was that we wouldn't be able to, we didn't have enough of a runway to actually have that game within the game, the when to stabilize, when to accelerate, all that good stuff. But you hit the nail on the head. It's compacted, but it's it's a great format, and you have all the regular excitement of the game within the game. The power play being just the first 3 overs. That really changes things to where if you lose a couple of wickets, then you want to stabilize in the fourth and the fifth over, but then start accelerating in the sixth to get to a good point. So my main apprehension, which was we wouldn't be able to see that game within the game, they were completely ill-founded. We're seeing that, and it's been a lot of fun, so much fun. So let's talk about we're as you said, it's a short format, 11 days. Started the previous Friday before 2 days ago, and here we are. The last match was Friday night, so yesterday the playoffs between the top four teams began, and it's the regular format. The one and two played a qualifier match where the winner goes into the championship, gets to rest and watch and learn and scout and all that good stuff. And the loser still has a chance to work through the challengers and the eliminators and all that to actually make their way back to the championship. So we had a great game in that first qualifier by the local Dallas team, the Dallas Lone Stars, and the Houston Generals. Right? I mean, good local teams for right here in the DFW area. A um, a great game. That was the last game of the tournament on Friday night, which ended up being a repeat because of the way those results positioned these two teams in that first playoff game yesterday. What did you see the difference between the matchup between these two teams on Friday versus what we saw last night?
Well, yeah, they were very differently turned around. So I was obviously on Friday, as you rightly said, Dallas Lone Stars and Houston Generals. So Dallas Lone Stars was the table topper. They had not lost any game the first four games that they played, and fifth game, and they had already qualified right for the
Mhm.
top spot going into the playoffs, and they won the toss and they decided to bowl, and then. Houston Generals came into bat and they were right on the top of the game and they scored the highest score of the season this far, 118, and put pressure back on the table topper Dallas Lone Stars and kind of won that by 21 runs. And also it boosted their net run rate to bring them from the fourth ranking to the second ranking. And then that also helped them qualify for that qualifier match to play between the same teams. But Dallas Gold Star, the skipper Sumit Patel, won the toss again, and he chose the same thing as the previous evening on Saturday, saying, "I'll bowl again." This time, now that's where the experience comes. They observed from the previous game, and they did not take pressure off like, oh, they have a huge starting lineup and they won convincingly. They put them to test again, and they backed their bowlers, saying, we're going to do it again better this time, and they literally crushed them. Uh, in a way that they qualified obviously for the finals. We saw that, so they put them under pressure. The same pairing on the top four, who's 418, was down for 9 runs. Those four wickets back in the pavilion. So the bowlers did amazing. Obviously, the top, I was not surprised because Sumit Patel, Coleman, Neutron are the top wicket-taking bowlers for the team. That's why they're there at the top of the table and now into the finals. And they took wickets consistently and obviously supported by other bowlers, local talent as well. Rishi Ramesh did bowl very economically, and it was really different as an outcome. We expected Dallas Lone Stars to fight back, and they fought back really well. So yeah, that was the change there. And then yes, a T10 from, as I said, 60 strike format. There is opportunity for either side to bounce back. Couple of good hits could change it for a better run rate that you might need or target you're setting, or couple of wickets like that by a bowler and dot balls can put pressure right back at the batting lineup. So that's what, and it changes quickly.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for that breakdown. Yeah. So I think you really nailed it. The captain, the seasoned captain, Sumit Patel, really did observe Friday night to figure out the you know the weaknesses. I think when we were discussing that, I mentioned that it's almost like Friday night was a scouting mission to see how to play them in the
Yeah.
playoffs, and boy, it showed. And yes, the bowling was really good. The strategy was good. The way they were bowling these players, we could see. We're sitting there calling the game, and we could see the difference between the way the bowlers were taking on these hitters from Friday night to Saturday night, and that speaks to that veteran leadership with the skipper who can take that take that data and make adjustments within 24 hours for resulting in positive turnouts for his team. And the reward for them, of course, they played yesterday, played a fairly short game, won it fairly easily, and now they get to rest until Monday evening. So the championship game is going to be on Monday. We've got the last of the. I think it's technically you could call it a qualifier or an eliminator, right? But I think they call it a
It's,
qualifier
they call it challenger.
challenge.
So the team, the match that happened between third and fourth, the winner of that. So obviously the loser goes back home, comes back stronger the next season. But then the winner moves to challenge the team which lost the qualifier. So the winner went all the way to the thing. So this is second chance for the loser of the qualifier, and the challenger rises up to challenge that losing team to another matchup. And so that is they call it challenger, and obviously whoever wins goes and meets the finalist who's already qualified, which is going to be Dallas Stars.
Yep, and that's going to be that challenger match today is going to be the Atlanta Kings, who ended up beating the LA Waves last night in the second match. And
No, the other way around actually. LA Waves beat Atlanta Kings. Atlanta Kings had been on the top of the
oh,
table,
that's right.
yes, along with Dallas Lone Stars, but there was an upset yesterday, and I think led by the captain, the skipper for LA Waves, George Muncy, he set the tone up front. He scored. He promoted himself top of the order, and he showed the intent from ball one, as we saw, and then they won convincingly by 34 runs. So they are kind of into that position to challenge now Houston Generals, and LA Waves going to beat today at 7 p.m. at UT Dallas, Richard Ching for that challenge again.
That is right. That was a mental fog there, just waking up in the morning. Yes, of course, Muncy, the skipper, set the tone right off the bat. Had a cracker of an innings. Ended up, was he just short of a half half century? I think he was at 44, 46, or did he
He,
crack?
he was at 40.
Yeah.
He scored 40 of 16 with 3 sixes and 5 boundaries. So he was there with 250 strike rate. But yeah, 40 in the T10 format, I would say even 35 qualifies equivalent as a 50. I know they still define 50 as the milestone, as the half century. I play regular cricket in these formats, T10 and T20 as well. So I know what 50 really means. It's not as regular as you would expect, but yeah, 440 is a good score as much as I would say half
In a 10
century
over
if you were to
side.
compare.
Absolutely. And yes, Rupert won't say it himself, but I will. Rupert is a star in the local cricket leagues here in the DFW area. You can always find him hitting boundaries and carrying his team to victory. Rupert, wonderful job. Thank you again for being the voice of NCL, the in-stadium voice here at the UTB campus. Looking forward to. I think I should be able to swing by for the latter part of the game today, and then of course I'm hard against a break in 45 seconds, but Monday night, great. Chris Gale is going to be in the house. So for those of you who are listening out there, you haven't bought your ticket yet, go grab it if you can find one. Monday night championship game, Chris Gale in the house, and a cracker of a match between the Dallas Lone Stars and whomever uh, comes out of this challenger game today. Rupert, always a pleasure. Thank you for taking the time out to join us today here on the Sports Spotlight on Radio Azad.
Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to the Universe Boss arriving on Monday. All right. Thank
Absolutely.
you. Take
Have a
care.
good one.
Cheers.
All righty, that was Rupert joining us, talking about the NCL. What a wonderful, wonderful tournament. Compact, but wonderful tournament it's been. Looking forward to the last couple of matches in this one. With that, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with more Sports Spotlight right here on Radio Azad with your host, Rizwan.
सफर हमजाद रेडियो आजाद